Hello, hi, how are you? How are you guys doing? United States, America. Please give Erika Kirk a break. That's a grieving widow, a young mom of young children who's lost a young husband. Just give her a break. Like the crazy analysis. I think she did the first event since the passing of her husband, who was the CEO at Turning Point USA. And she was doing, I guess, the first event, and she was appearing on his behalf. Appearing as the current CEO. And JD Vance was there as well, who's a close friend to them. And she welcomes him to the stage and gives him a hug. And she holds his head. She gives him a hug, then she holds his head at the back. And there's a lot of crazy analysis about that holding of the head. But someone played the clip to show what was really going on. It's a very quick hug. And whereas I don't want to speak into people's personal lives, I'm just wondering if people are aware what grief is like. Grief will have someone try to hold onto something that is within reach, that in a way they're trying to hold onto that which they've lost. So for her, she even said that JD Vance reminds me so much of my husband. No one can ever replace my husband, but there's similarities about him. Grief, which is very instinctive, it's easy for her to reach out for him. It's as if she's reaching for her husband but being aware this is not my husband. So she's not being inappropriate. It's just being human, reaching for that comfort. Touching his head momentarily, that's normally a sign of affection. Most of the time when someone touches your head, if someone goes like, hi, someone goes like, hi, Rahab, or touches my head, hi, Rahab. Even if it's a dude, if we're kind of comfortable with each other, I see that as a sign of affection. It doesn't mean anything. When people are separated from children, for example, it's not unusual to find someone who's separated from their children wanting to reach out for other people's children and to just hold them. I remember when I realized my children were getting older and they did not want necessarily to do all the touching they do on you when they're like 10 years old, 8, 7, mommy, their hands are all over you all the time. And when it's happening, it's just so much. But I go to a place where my kids don't do that. And I'm like, oh, I want to go to this place, come with me. Nothing. These days I walk alone as if I am not a mom of people who followed each other. And at some point, if I found myself alone without my children and maybe I was going through something and there's a child near me, I would just reach out for that child. Without even thinking, like, oh, should I tell the person, can I hold you? I just reach out, like, all I'm seeing is my child in this child. And I just reach out for that child. And later on, I had to think, like, why do I do that? I'm like, oh, because I miss my kids. To this day, I still like holding young kids that will sit on my lap. Because I miss that feeling, So, Americans, give Erika Kirk a break. She's a grieving widow. Candace, you are entertaining, but, enough with the conspiracy theories. Honestly, I believe Erika Kirk is grieving her husband. Yeah. Anyone else who's saying anything else at this point, I think you're just a bit lost. And maybe you're grieving in your own way. So you're looking for someone to blame, because that's also the other thing about grief. Like, grief is anger. So Candice, she could also very well be grieving. And so one of the other stages in grief is anger as well.